All right, welcome back, terrestrials, to another solo edition of whatever the fuck we do here. So I just reviewed that Shutter movie that I can't pronounce, and it really bummed me out because I wasn't a fan of the movie, and I talk about the reasons why in the video. So if you're interested, check it out. If you enjoyed it, then probably be up for a good debate after you watch that. But I didn't want to just like, the only movie I watched sucked. And I was like, well, what else have I seen? And I forgot after that movie, I watched Violent Night. And I forgot how much fun I had watching that movie. So I want to talk about that instead. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's on Peacock. It's got David Arbor in it, John Leguizamo's in it. Uh, yeah, so that's pretty much everybody for the most part. Anyways, so the storyline is this super ridiculously rich family is getting together on Christmas Eve. David Arbor is Santa and he's drunk and he's thinking about hanging up his hat, not being Santa anymore. And he's delivering to this house of this family that has gotten together for Christmas Eve. And the family is taken hostage by John Leguizamo and crew. Uh, and they are going to steal a ton of money, $300 million, that is in a safe in the family's basement. Well, Santa Claus has to help save the little girl in this movie that, is a part of this family. Also, you know who else is in it? The sister from The Righteous Gemstones. She's fucking hilarious. That you could tell they toned her down in this movie because of the shit she says in The Righteous Gemstones, but she's still funny. Um, Now, I've seen people say that they didn't like this movie, which is fine if it's, if you didn't enjoy it, you didn't enjoy it. But the reasoning was bad. They were expecting a horror movie when the movie, when it came out, it was advertised as Home Alone meets Die Hard. So I don't know where they got this idea from, but that wasn't the case ever. It wasn't even advertised like that. It was advertised for exactly what it was. And that's exactly what this movie is. It's Home Alone meets Die Hard, with a lot of gore. It does have like goriness to it, like a horror movie, but they downplay it with comedy. And so it's not, and of course, you know who the guy doing all the killing is, or the majority of it. So like you don't get the actual horror sense, but it is as gory as a horror movie. And it ties in this cute little like Christmas, love story kind of thing. So, there's that as well. But all in all, it's a fun movie. It really is. I'm not going to say it's a good movie necessarily. Like, I'm not going to say this is just like Hereditary. They're on the same level, or it's shot just like 1917. It's beautiful. Like, no, they used good cameras, some fun little angles. But again, all the angles were very much Home Alone-ish in those Home Alone moments that they use the same kind of camera angles to show what's happening. And but it's all fun and the characters are goofy. Most of them are playing over the top characters, and that works well for comedic relief. The downside to this was the main character, the main male, that is a part of the family, and he's super annoying. I don't know what else he's been in, but I thought I saw him in something and I liked him. But in this role, I didn't. His voice was too high and he was whining and he was a baby in the whole movie. Like, just, I didn't like his character. Everybody else was playing their characters pretty much perfectly. And yeah, so David Arbor Santa, and he just goes to town on a bunch of bad guys. And there's an odd story plot as to like where he came from and how he became Santa, that they never actually tell what happens. All you know is that he was a Viking warrior and now he's Santa Claus. I don't know what type of Tim Allen shit that is. Like, maybe he accidentally killed Santa Claus in battle because it keeps showing him in this battle holding like a Thor's hammer kind of thing. And it doesn't show how like that correlates to him being Santa Claus. And he never outright says it. So it's just kind of like for you to figure out. I don't know. But the movie's a lot of fun. The kills are really good. Even like all the sweet parts, those are still really good. Um, you know, like can you show it to your kids? Probably not a good idea. Maybe your older ones, like your 13, 14 year olds. But like overall, this is like an adult movie. There's a lot of like cussing and phrases that you shouldn't use around your kids, I guess, or in kids' movies. But honestly, this might be a yearly watch for me. I might throw it in there with Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, and Gremlins, and just make, all right, screw it. It's Christmas Eve. Got to watch 4 movies now because I had a lot of fun watching it. And maybe the next time I watch it, it will have worn off. Or maybe because that other movie was so bad that I felt like this one was better than it was. So let me know what your opinions are because I'm interested if maybe I just needed something and this gave me everything I needed. Um, Thriller kill, it was thrilling. It was fun. I didn't stop paying attention for any length of time. So I would have to go with thrill. Um, would I pay to see it in theaters? No, no, I wouldn't. Do I think it could be a cult classic? I don't know. I think it would be a cult classic in the way of like Silent Night, Deadly Night is a cult classic because you only watch it. It's like the terrible Christmas movie that you watch at Christmas time with friends. I could see that having like, it's not, again, not a bad movie. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. Um, but like it's that once a year kind of thing, like I was talking about, like Gremlins, Die Hard. Because of that, I can understand it becoming a cult classic. Um, and as far as stars go, man, I I gotta. I guess if I'm being real honest, I want to give it 4 stars, but I'll just give it 3.5. It's above the middle of the road, but I do suggest you watch this movie. It is fun. Um, so yeah, that's my recommendation. And I'm glad that I went back and did this before I just shut it down for the night because it was a terrible movie and I didn't want to end it like that. I didn't want this to end like that. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one.